The champagne tastes like ash in my mouth as I watch my best friend of 15 years approach the microphone. Jill's engagement party sparkles around us, crystal glasses catching the light, pearls gleaming at throats, everything picture perfect, just like her. "I want to make a special announcement," Jill says, her voice carrying across the elegant rooftop venue. Her diamond ring catches the setting sun as she gestures toward me. "Everyone knows how close Evelyn and I have been since college. There's no one I trust more to be my maid of honor." The crowd awes. I force a smile, gripping my champagne flute tighter. Something's off in Jill's tone, a sharp edge I've never heard before. Her eyes meet mine with an unsettling gleam. "Evelyn has been my rock through everything," she continues, "even when she was going through her own struggles last year. Not many people know this, but—" my heart stops. No, she wouldn't. "My dear friend actually spent 3 months in rehab. Isn't it amazing how far she's come?" The glass nearly slips from my numb fingers. Silence crashes over the crowd like a wave, followed by the inevitable whispers. I see the exact moment my carefully rebuilt reputation shatters in their eyes. The judging stares, the barely concealed shock. Summer, standing nearby, reaches for my arm, but I step back. The world tilts sideways as I struggle to breathe. This can't be happening. That was my deepest secret, shared in confidence during late-night tears and promises of forever friendship. "To new beginnings," Jill raises her glass with a practiced smile. "And to facing our demons, honestly." The crowd echoes her toast uncertainly. I catch fragments of their whispers. "No idea she had problems." "Explains a lot." "Can't believe Jill would trust her as maid of honor." Mark, Jill's fiancé, looks confused. He doesn't know this version of his bride-to-be, either. But I'm starting to see her clearly for the first time. This wasn't a slip of the tongue. The careful setup, the strategic timing, the pointed looks. She orchestrated this humiliation. But why? What changed between us? "Evelyn." Summer's voice seems to come from far away. "Maybe we should get some air." I shake my head, forcing myself to stay upright, to keep the pleasant mask in place, even as acid burns through my chest. "I need another drink." Jill intercepts me at the bar, touching my arm like nothing happened. "You're not upset, are you?" "I just thought it was time to be honest with everyone. Secrets have a way of coming out eventually." The threat in her words is unmistakable. She knows something else, something that made her decide to destroy me tonight. I study her familiar face, searching for the friend I thought I knew. Instead, I see calculation in her eyes, satisfaction in the curve of her mouth. "You're right," I say carefully. "Secrets do have a way of surfacing, all of them." Her smile falters for just a second. Good. She's not the only one with ammunition. "Oh, honey, you should slow down," she says as I order another drink. "We wouldn't want you to relapse." The bartender's eyes widen. I feel the judgment radiating from him as he slides over my club soda, because of course, that's all I can order now. Jill has effectively branded me, turned me into someone who can't be trusted with even a glass of champagne. She walks away to rejoin her adoring crowd, leaving me alone with the ruins of my life. But as I watch her play the gracious hostess, a cold clarity settles over me. She chose this moment deliberately, when I was most vulnerable, in front of everyone who matters. She wanted to remind me of my lowest point while celebrating her highest. I take a slow sip of club soda, ice clicking against my teeth. Jill thinks she's won, that she's put me in my place. She doesn't realize she just gave me nothing left to lose. The party continues around me. Laughter, music, the clink of glasses. But underneath it all, I hear something else. The sound of a friendship shattering beyond repair. And in its jagged remains, I see the truth at last. This isn't just about tonight. This is about power. Who has it? Who lost it? And what they'll do to keep it. Jill threw the first punch, but she forgot something crucial about me. I learned a lot in rehab, about hitting bottom, about rebuilding, about patience, and about revenge served ice cold. The night air hits my face like a slap, as I stumble onto the rooftop terrace. My hands shake as I grip the railing, the city lights blurring below through unshed tears. I won't cry. Not here. Not where she can see. I brought you water. Summer's voice is gentle behind me. And don't argue. You need it. I accept the glass without turning around. Summer leans against the railing beside me, her shoulder brushing mine in quiet solidarity. The party's muffled sounds drift through the glass doors, Jill's laugh carrying above the rest, as always. I should have seen it coming, I say finally. She's been different lately, distant. I thought it was just wedding stress. There's more going on than she's telling anyone. Summer hesitates. Mark came to me last week, asking questions about Jill's past relationships. He seemed worried. I turned to face her. What kind of questions? About someone named David, from her old firm. Summer's expression is carefully neutral. Mark found some old emails. The name hits me like lightning. David, Jill's married boss, from 3 years ago. The affair, she swore, was over. She told me she ended it, I whisper. She promised she had. Apparently not. Summer glances toward the party. Mark doesn't know the whole story yet, but he's getting suspicious. My mind races. This explains the sudden engagement announcement 2 months ago. The rushed wedding plans. Jill isn't just marrying Mark, she's using him as an escape route. The glass in my hand cracks under my grip. She destroyed my reputation to keep me quiet. Evelyn. Summer's tone carries a warning. She knew I was the only one who knew about David, so she discredited me before I could say anything. The pieces click into horrible place. If Mark starts asking questions, who's he going to believe? The stable, successful bride-to-be, or her unstable, addict friend? Don't do anything rash. Summer grabs my arm. You're better than... The terrace door slides open. Olivia steps out, her face flushed from champagne. There you are. Jill's looking for you both. It's time for the toast. I'll be right there, Summer says. She gives my arm a squeeze before following Olivia inside. I stay rooted to the spot, mind churning. Through the glass, I watch Jill holding court in her designer dress, Mark's arm around her waist. The perfect couple. But I see the tension in her shoulders now, the way her eyes keep darting to her phone. My own phone buzzes. A text from Leo, Jill's brother. Need to talk, not here. Tomorrow? I stare at the message, remembering how Leo has been oddly distant lately, avoiding his sister's calls. Does he know something too? The door slides open again. Hiding out here won't help, you know? Jill's voice makes my spine stiffen. I don't turn around. Enjoying your moment. Oh honey, don't be dramatic. She clicks across the terrace in her Louboutins. I did you a favor. Secrets are toxic. Just look what they did to you last time. Is that what you tell yourself about David? Her sharp intake of breath is deeply satisfying. That's ancient history. Is it? I finally face her. Does Mark know that? Be very careful, Evelyn. Her perfectly painted smile doesn't reach her eyes. You're not the only one with things to lose. You made that clear. I step closer, lowering my voice. But here's what you forgot. I was there for everything. The late-night calls, the secret meetings, the lies you told his wife. I kept your secrets because that's what friends do. Color drains from her face. You wouldn't. Wouldn't I? You just showed everyone exactly what kind of person I am. Maybe I should live up to the reputation. The terrace door slides open yet again. Mark appears, champagne in hand. There you are. Everything okay out here? Perfect, Jill chirps, mask sliding seamlessly back into place. Evelyn and I were just discussing wedding details. I meet her eyes one last time. Actually, we were talking about truth and consequences. I brush past them both, heart pounding. Inside, the party swirls on, oblivious to the undercurrents of betrayal and revenge now set in motion. My phone buzzes again, another text from Leo. I know what she did. I can help. Looking up, I catch my reflection in the window. I barely recognize myself, this harder, colder version, who's ready to tear down a decade of friendship. But Jill made her choice. Now it's time to make mine. I text Leo back, tomorrow, tell me everything. Morning light streams through my kitchen window, harsh and unforgiving. I haven't slept. The events of last night play on repeat in my mind as I stare at my untouched coffee, waiting for Leo's text. My phone buzzes. Not Leo, it's Valentine, my old counselor. Heard what happened. Check in when you can. Of course he knows. News travels fast in our circles. I ignore the message, just like I've ignored the concerned texts from Summer and the fake sympathetic ones from Olivia. Finally, Leo's message appears. Meeting canceled. Something came up with Jay. Tomorrow. My coffee cup hits the counter too hard. Every delay gives Jill more time to spin her web, to solidify her version of reality. I need to act now. I grab my keys and head to the one place I know I'll find answers. Jill's office. She's been working late recently, claiming wedding preparations. Now I wonder what she's really been doing. The security guard waves me through. I'm still on Jill's approved visitor list. Another oversight she'll regret. The elevator rides smoothly to the 14th floor, my stomach nodding with each ascending number. Her office door's closed, but I hear voices inside. I pause, hand on the handle. You can't keep avoiding this, a male voice says. David's voice. The emails are gone, Jill snaps. I deleted everything. Mark's not stupid. He's already asking questions. Let me handle Mark. I push the door open. Jill and David freeze mid-conversation, their guilty distance from each other speaking volumes. David recovers first, straightening his tie. I'll email you those contracts, he says smoothly, brushing past me. Jill's face hardens. What are you doing here? Funny, I was about to ask you the same thing. I close the door behind me. Still ancient history. You don't understand. Then explain it. Explain why you're still meeting him. Explain why you're rushing to marry Mark. Explain why you destroyed me to keep your secrets. Because you're weak. Her words crack like a whip. You broke once. You'll break again. I couldn't risk it. The accusation hits harder than I expected. I got help. I got better. You're the one who can't face reality. Reality? She laughs bitterly. Reality is I built everything I have from nothing. I won't let anyone take it away. Not Mark, not David, and certainly not you. Jill? Bernie appears in the doorway, frowning. Everything okay? I heard raised voices. Fine, Jill says brightly. Evelyn was just leaving. Bernie's concerned look follows me out. I hear him ask Jill something about the Anderson account. As the door closes, my hands shake as I punch the elevator button. Bernie's appearance rattles me more than I want to admit. He was my supervisor when everything fell apart last year, when the pressure and pills finally caught up with me. He fought to keep me on, even after my mistakes nearly cost the firm a major client. Now he's watching me confront Jill, probably wondering if I'm spiraling again. My phone buzzes in my pocket. Leo. Sorry about today. Jay knows we're talking. Be careful. The warning comes too late. I've already shown my hand. Let Jill see how much I know. Rookie mistake. Summer calls as I reach my car. Bernie just texted me, said you seemed upset at the office. Wanna talk? I'm fine. The lie comes automatically. No, you're not. And that's okay. She pauses. But if you're planning what I think you're planning, remember, revenge won't fix what's broken inside you. This isn't about fixing me. I start the car, gripping the wheel too tight. It's about justice, is it? Or is it about proving you're not weak? I hang up, but her words follow me home. In my bathroom mirror, I study my reflection, searching for signs of the person I used to be, the one who needed pills to cope, who let ambition and anxiety drive her to the edge. My phone lights up with a text from Jill. Lunch tomorrow? We should talk. Below it, another message appears from Leo. Found something. Meeting tonight? I look at my reflection again. Jill thinks she knows me, the old me, the weak me. She doesn't realize that hitting bottom taught me more than just how to survive. It taught me how to fight. I text Leo back, tonight, no more delays. Then I text Jill, looking forward to lunch. We have so much to discuss. Let her think she can manipulate me again. This time, I'm ready. The coffee shop buzzes with evening traffic as I wait for Leo, watching steam rise from my untouched Americano. Every bell chime at the door makes me tense, expecting Jill instead of her brother. When Leo finally arrives, his usual confident stride is missing. He slides into the booth, checking over his shoulder before speaking. She knows we're meeting, he says, without preamble. She called me this morning, asking what I'm planning. And? I told her I was worried about her, which isn't a lie. He runs a hand through his disheveled hair. There's something you need to see. He pulls out his phone, scrolling through emails. David's wife contacted me last week. She's been gathering evidence of their affair, dates, hotel receipts, everything. But that's not the worst part. The screen shows a series of bank transfers, large ones. What am I looking at? Money moving between accounts. David's been helping Jill hide funds from the firm. From what I can tell, they've been cooking the books for months. My coffee grows cold, as Leo explains. The affair was just the surface. Underneath lay a web of financial manipulation that made my stomach turn. Client funds redirected, records altered, all while Jill climbed the corporate ladder. Does Mark know any of this? Leo shakes his head. He suspects something's wrong, but not this. Jill's got him convinced she's just stressed about the wedding. And Bernie, the partners, clueless. Jill's too careful. He hesitates. That's why she needed to discredit you. You were getting too close to the Anderson account. Memory hits like a physical blow. The numbers that didn't add up. The questions I'd started asking before my breakdown. Had Jill orchestrated that too? She didn't just betray me, I whisper. She used my addiction to cover her tracks. Evelyn. Leo reaches across the table. There's more. The night when things got bad, Jill knew you were struggling. She saw the signs, but said nothing. The world tilts sideways. I grip the table edge, bile rising in my throat. She watched me fall apart. Because you were asking questions she couldn't answer. His voice softens. I should have seen it sooner. I'm sorry. The bell chimes again. Summer walks in, freezing when she sees us. Leo tenses. I should go, he says, sliding out of the booth. Be careful who you trust with this, including me. Summer takes his vacant seat, her expression troubled. Secret meetings now. It's not what you think, isn't it? She leans forward. I just got off the phone with Mark. He's worried about Jill, about how she's changing. He wanted to know if I'd noticed anything strange. What did you tell him? Nothing, yet. She studies my face, but I'm starting to think maybe I should. I push my cold coffee aside. There are things you don't know. Then tell me, help me understand why you're willing to throw away 15 years of friendship. Friendship? I laugh harshly. Friends don't watch each other drown. They don't use your worst moments against you. They don't. My voice breaks. Summer's hand covers mine. Talk to me, please. So I do. The words pour out. The financial discrepancies, the affair, Leo's revelations. Summer's face grows darker with each detail. If this is true, she says finally, we need to go to the partners, do this properly. They won't believe me. Not after. I gesture vaguely at myself. That's exactly what Jill counted on. Then we'll find proof, the right way. Summer squeezes my hand. Don't let her turn you into someone you're not. My phone buzzes. A text from Jill. Still on for lunch tomorrow? We should discuss the Anderson account. A trap. She knows I've been digging. Another message appears from Mark. Can we talk? Something's not right. Summer reads the messages over my shoulder. Whatever you're planning, stop, please. This won't end well. But I'm already typing responses, setting pieces in motion. Because Summer's wrong. This ended the moment Jill decided to sacrifice me to save herself. I have to go, I say, standing. Don't tell Mark anything. Not yet. Evelyn, I know what I'm doing. But as I walk out into the night, Leo's warning echoes in my head. Be careful who you trust, including me. The game is bigger than I thought, with players whose motives I'm only beginning to understand. Tomorrow's lunch with Jill isn't just a confrontation, it's a test, one I can't afford to fail. I text Leo one last time. Need everything you have on the Anderson account. Now. No turning back. The charity gala swirls around me, a glittering façade that feels as fake as Jill's smile from across the room. She's been watching me all evening, pretending not to notice when I slip away to check my phone. Still nothing from Leo. He's gone silent since sending over the Anderson files this morning. The documents confirmed everything, and worse. Now I just need the right moment to use them. You look like you could use this. Mark appears beside me, offering a glass of sparkling water. His usual warmth seems strained. Can we talk? Somewhere private. I follow him to a quiet alcove, away from the crowd. He looks older somehow, worry lines creasing his forehead. Something's wrong with Jill, he says quietly. She's not sleeping, keeps having secret phone calls. I found hotel receipts. Mark, please. His voice cracks. I know you two are fighting, but you're her oldest friend. If something's going on, I need to know. The weight of the Anderson files on my phone feels suddenly heavier. One forward click, and his whole world implodes. Before I can respond, Olivia rushes over. There you are. Jill's about to make the donation announcement. The crowd gravitates toward the stage, where Jill stands at the microphone, radiant in designer blue. Tonight isn't just about raising money, she begins. It's about trust, about standing together when life gets difficult. Her eyes find mine in the crowd. Sometimes the people closest to us struggle, make mistakes, but true friendship means supporting each other through dark times. Right, Evelyn? Scattered applause. My champagne flute trembles. She's doing it again, weaponizing my past, but subtly this time, reminding everyone why they shouldn't trust me. That's why I'm announcing a special donation to the New Hope Recovery Center, she continues, in honor of second chances. The room erupts in applause. I feel the pitying glances, hear the whispers. Mark squeezes my arm, in what he thinks is support. My phone buzzes. A text from Summer. Don't do anything stupid. She's baiting you. Another buzz. Leo, meet me outside. Emergency. I slip away from the crowd, finding Leo pacing near the valet stand. His face is ashen. She knows, he says, about the files, about everything. David called her this afternoon. How? Because I told him. Leo won't meet my eyes. I'm sorry. She threatened to expose my involvement in the Anderson deals, if I helped you. Ice spreads through my chest. You were part of it? Not directly, but I knew. I looked the other way. He runs a shaking hand through his hair. She's my sister, Evelyn. I can't. Save it. My voice sounds distant to my own ears. You used me. To what? Test her defenses. I wanted to help, but you're just like her, using people's weaknesses against them. The doors behind us swing open. Jill emerges, her smile triumphant. Everything okay out here? Perfect, Leo mumbles, retreating inside. Jill watches him go, then turns to me. Did you really think my own brother would help you destroy me? Oh, honey. This isn't over. Actually, it is. She steps closer. The partners are already questioning your stability after that scene in my office. One more outburst, and they'll start wondering if you've relapsed. You can't threaten me anymore, I say, but my voice wavers. No, she glances inside where Mark stands talking to Summer. Then why haven't you told him the truth? Because deep down, you know no one will believe you over me. The unstable addict versus the trusted partner. Please. She's right. I've played right into her hands, letting her push me into looking exactly like what everyone fears. Unhinged, unreliable, unstable. Face it, she continues softly. You've already lost. Walk away now, and maybe you can save what's left of your career. She turns to go, then pauses. Oh, and Evelyn, I really did miss you in rehab. All those nights you were gone, leaving me to handle the Anderson account alone? Such a shame. The pieces click into horrible place. The missing time, the altered records. She didn't just watch me fall. She made sure I couldn't catch myself. My phone buzzes one final time. A message from Valentine. You missed your check-in. Everything okay? I stare at the screen, remembering his words from rehab. Rock bottom looks different for everyone. Sometimes you have to hit it twice to learn. Looking up, I watch Jill rejoin the party, sliding seamlessly back into her perfect life. She thinks she's won. That I'll back down rather than risk everything again. She's wrong. I text Valentine back. Need your help. It's time to tell the whole truth. Cold sweat trickles down my spine as I wait in Valentine's office. The familiar scent of coffee and leather takes me back to those first desperate days in rehab, when I thought I'd lost everything. Now I might actually lose it all. You understand what you're risking. Valentine sets two mugs between us. Going public means exposing yourself too. Your recovery, your struggles, everything. I know. My hands shake as I lift the mug. But keeping quiet is killing me. Tell me again, from the beginning. So I do. The whole ugly story spills out. Jill's manipulation, the Anderson account, how she used my addiction to cover her tracks. Valentine listens without judgment, taking notes. There's something you're not saying, he observes finally. What really happened the night you broke? The question hits like a physical blow. I found discrepancies in the accounts. Called Jill in a panic. She said she'd handle it, told me to take a pill and rest. My throat tightens. I woke up 3 days later in the hospital. And now you think she deliberately. A knock interrupts us. Summer stands in the doorway, face pale. Sorry to interrupt, but you need to see this. She holds out her phone. On screen, a company-wide email from the managing partners. Due to concerning behavior and suspected relapse, Evelyn is being placed on immediate administrative leave. The words blur as tears fill my eyes. She did it. She actually did it. There's more. Summer scrolls down. They're launching a full audit of the Anderson account. Jill's leading the investigation. Valentine leans forward. She's covering her tracks. She's erasing them completely, I whisper, and using me as the scapegoat. My phone buzzes. Mark calling. Again. I've been avoiding him since the gala, but now, answer it, Summer urges. He needs to know the truth. But before I can, another call comes through. Bernie, I'm sorry. His voice is gentle when I answer. I fought against this, but after your confrontation with Jill, and now these irregularities in the accounts. Bernie, please, you know me. I thought I did, he sighs. Clean out your desk by tomorrow. Security will escort you. The line goes dead. Summer grabs my arm as I sway. This isn't over, she says fiercely. We have the files Leo sent, which show his involvement too. I laugh bitterly. No wonder he backed out. Jill made sure everyone who could expose her was implicated. Then we find another way. Valentine's voice cuts through my spiral. You're not alone this time. My phone buzzes again. A text from Jill. Heard the news. So tragic. But don't worry. I'll make sure the Anderson investigation is thorough. Another message appears below it. From David. Need to talk. About the night you went to rehab. David. Something clicks. He would have records. Proof of what really happened that night. It's a trap, Summer warns. He's working with Jill. Maybe. I stand, suddenly energized. Or maybe he's realizing she'll sacrifice him too. Evelyn, wait. Valentine's voice stops me at the door. Remember what we discussed in rehab, about revenge versus justice. This isn't about revenge anymore. I meet his eyes. It's about survival. Outside, rain begins to fall as I text David back. Where and when? His response comes quickly. Tonight. The Palmer Hotel bar. Come alone. Summer reads over my shoulder. You can't trust him. I don't. I grab my coat. But I trust Jill to have pushed him too far. Just like she did with Leo. Just like she did with me. Then I'm coming with you. No. I squeeze her hand. I need you to do something else. Get Mark to the hotel. He deserves to see who his fiancé really is. And what about you? Valentine asks quietly. Are you ready for everyone to see who you really are? The question hangs in the air as my phone lights up with one final message from Jill. Heard you're meeting David. Bad idea, honey. Some secrets should stay buried. I stare at her words, remembering all the secrets she's used to bury me. My addiction, my breakdown, my career. She took everything I was and twisted it into a weapon against me. Now it's time to show her who I've become. Send Mark to the Palmer at 9, I tell Summer. And call Bernie. Tell him if he wants the truth about the Anderson account, he should be there too. Evelyn. Valentine's warning is clear in his tone. I know. I straighten my shoulders. No more hiding, no more shame. Tonight, everyone learns the whole truth, including me. The Palmer Hotel bar gleams with polished wood and soft lighting, but all I see is David's reflection in the mirror behind the counter. He's nursing what looks like his third scotch, checking his phone every few minutes. I slide onto the stool beside him, waiting for someone else. He jumps, then tries to cover it with a smile. Evelyn. You came alone? Like you asked. I order water, noting how his hands shake. Though I'm guessing Jill knows I'm here. She always knows everything, doesn't she? He downs the rest of his scotch. That's what makes her dangerous. Tell me about that night. My voice stays steady despite my racing heart. The night I went to rehab. You really don't remember? I remember finding problems in the Anderson numbers, calling Jill. After that, I shrug. 3 days of blackout. David signals for another drink. You called me too, left a message about missing funds, transfers that didn't make sense. I deleted it, of course. Jill insisted. Of course she did. She said she'd handle you. He won't meet my eyes. I didn't know she meant. The elevator dings. Mark steps out, followed by Bernie. Summer's done her part. Now for mine. Didn't know she meant what? I press. That she'd drug me? Stage a breakdown? Keep your voice down, David hisses, but it's too late. Why should I? The words carry across the quiet bar. Isn't it time everyone knew how Jill Meyer really operates? Mark appears beside us, face ashen. What about Jill? David's glass slips from his fingers, shattering on the floor. Bernie moves closer, phone in hand. Tell them, I say to David. Tell them what happened that night. I can't, he won't. Jill's voice cuts through the tension. She stands in the doorway, immaculate as always, because he knows what he'll lose. We all know what we've lost. My voice trembles, but holds. Our integrity, our friendships, our trust. Oh, please. She clicks toward us in designer heels. You lost those things all on your own. The pills, the paranoia, the accusations. That was all you. Was it? I pull out my phone, opening the recording app. Tell that to David. Tell him how you slipped extra pills into my drink that night. How you made sure I'd break down before I could expose the missing money. Color drains from her face. You're delusional. Am I? I press play. David's voice fills the air. She said she'd handle you. I didn't know she meant. A partial recording proves nothing, Jill snaps. But her eyes dart to David. No, Bernie steps forward. But the full audit we launched today will, including the night security footage from the office. The one showing you accessing Evelyn's computer after she left. Mark makes a choked sound. Jill. It's not what you think. It's exactly what he thinks. I stand, legs shaking, but voice clear. You built your perfect life on lies, used my addiction to hide your fraud, destroyed me to save yourself. You have no proof. Actually, Summer's voice comes from behind her. She does. Leo appears beside her, holding a USB drive. The real Anderson records. Everything you tried to bury the night you buried Evelyn. Jill's mask finally cracks. Leo, don't. I'm done protecting you, he says quietly. We all are. She looks around wildly. At Mark's horror, Bernie's disappointment, David's guilt. The perfect life she built crumbling around her. You think this makes you strong? She snarls at me. You're still the same weak addict who couldn't handle the pressure, who needed pills to cope, who got help. I cut in. Who got better? Who learned that real strength isn't about pushing others down. It's about standing up again. This will ruin everything, she whispers. No, I step closer. You did that yourself. Every lie, every betrayal, every moment you chose power over friendship. And now everyone sees you clearly. Finally, the silence stretches, heavy with years of deception and pain. Then Bernie clears his throat. Security is waiting downstairs, he says, and the SEC will have questions about those records. Mark, Jill reaches for him, but he steps back. Don't. His voice breaks. Just don't. As security leads her away, I catch her final glance. Not anger or hatred, but something worse. Recognition. She sees me now, truly sees me, and knows she underestimated who I'd become. Summer squeezes my hand. You okay? I watch Jill disappear into the elevator, taking our shared history with her. 15 years of friendship, destroyed by her choices and rebuilt by mine. No, I answer honestly, but I will be, because sometimes rock bottom teaches you who you really are, and sometimes it shows you who others really were all along. Sunlight filters through broken blinds in my office as I pack the last of my things, not because I have to. Bernie offered my job back after the SEC investigation cleared me, but some spaces hold too many ghosts. A knock at the door makes me turn. Mark stands there, looking older but somehow lighter. I heard you're leaving, he says, stepping inside. Starting your own consulting firm? Something like that. I fold another box closed. How are you holding up? Better. He picks up a framed photo from my desk. Jill and me at graduation, arms linked, futures bright. The DA offered her a deal this morning. She's taking it. Good. The word comes out harder than intended. She asked about you, wanted to know if you'd visit. I pause, hands full of tangled computer cables. What did you tell her? That she lost that right. He sets the photo face down. I keep thinking about all the signs I missed, or chose not to see. We all did. I resume packing, trying to ignore the ache in my chest. Sometimes it's easier to believe the lie. Another knock. Summer appears with Leo, carrying coffee and bagels. Thought you could use breakfast, and help, and advice. Leo adds quietly. About the Anderson clients. I study him carefully. After everything came out, Leo had been the one to approach the SEC voluntarily, trading immunity for evidence. Like me, he's rebuilding from the wreckage of Jill's choices. They trust you, he continues. Most are willing to follow you to your new firm. Why? The question slips out before I can stop it. After everything that happened. Because you told the truth, Mark says simply, even when it cost you everything. Summer starts unpacking my photos, pausing at one of Valentine and me after my rehab graduation. Speaking of truth, he's waiting downstairs, says you're late for coffee. Weekly check-ins, I explain to Mark's questioning look. Some habits are worth keeping. And some people, Summer adds pointedly, she's right. Through everything, the investigation, the media circus, the long nights of doubt, these people chose to stay. Not despite knowing my whole truth, but because of it. A final knock. Bernie enters, holding a folder. The partnership agreement, he says, holding it out. If you're still interested. I stare at the folder. Inside is an offer to head a new compliance division, built on the ashes of Jill's deception. I can't, I say softly. This place needs someone who understands both sides of power, he finishes. Who knows how easy it is to fall, and how hard it is to get back up. And who knows she doesn't have to do it alone, Summer adds. I look around at these people. Mark, with his hard-won wisdom. Leo learning to choose right over easy. Summer's unflinching loyalty. Bernie's belief in second chances. Even Valentine waiting downstairs, Proof that rock bottom doesn't have to be the end of the story. My phone buzzes. A text from Jill's number makes my heart stutter. I'm sorry for everything. Below it, 3 words I never expected. You were stronger. Evelyn. Bernie still holds out the folder. What do you say? I take one last look at my packed boxes, at the life I thought I needed to leave behind. But maybe moving forward doesn't always mean moving away. Sometimes it means standing your ground, building something new in the spaces where lies once lived. Sometimes it means choosing to stay, not because you're trapped by the past, but because you're finally free of it. I reach for the folder. I say we have work to do. Summer grins, already unpacking my boxes. Leo pulls out his phone to call the clients. Mark squeezes my shoulder as he leaves, taking the face-down photo with him. A gift, or maybe a release. Bernie just nods, understanding what this moment costs, what it's worth. I move to the window, pressing my palm against the glass. Somewhere in a courthouse downtown, Jill faces the consequences of her choices. But here, in this sunlit office, I face the reward of mine. The truth didn't just set me free. It showed me who I was all along. Not the person Jill tried to break, but the one strong enough to break free. And this time, when I look at my reflection, I recognize myself completely.